Just start. It's the hardest thing that you will ever do, but it is by far the most rewarding. Whether you are wanting to start a YouTube channel, whether you are wanting to be more creative, paint more, draw more, take more photographs, take more dance lessons, cook more, whatever it is that you want to do, just start. I tend to be a chronic overthinker. I tend to want to research everything and have all my ducks in a row before I kick off or start anything. And I've been trying and applying new methods of just starting. For example, this YouTube channel. I started this many years ago. I kind of abandoned it for years. I had like 300 subscribers, and then out of nowhere, I was like, I'm committing to this. I'm just going to start with what I have, with where I am. I'm not going to wait on the perfect gear or the perfect ideas or until I have this super laid out plan. I'm just going to start posting videos that matter to me and see what happens. And to my surprise, like, holy smokes, my channel has grown exponentially. So thank you guys so much. But that wouldn't have happened if I didn't just start and if I didn't get out of my own way and get out of my own head and just publish, in my eyes, like imperfect videos, but videos that were important to me. Had I not shared that, I wouldn't have met some of you guys in real life as a result of just starting and just publishing. And these are really incredible people that hopefully we can develop, an ongoing and long-lasting friendship. I know it's scary. It's the hardest thing you're ever going to do. But just start. Start today. Start with where you are. Start with what you have. Try to get out of your own way is the best way I can put it. And that comes across really kind of blunt and harsh maybe, but that's a very important step. You kind of have to lead with your heart a little bit and less with your head, because your head's going to tell you, like, what if people make fun of me? What if I don't get it right? What if I fail? What if? You're never going to know those what ifs and the answers to that unless you start. I guess you kind of have to get a little bit comfortable with that fear of putting yourself out there and a little bit comfortable with, frankly, the idea of failure. The way that I look at success is it's just a ton of different failures strung together. And you kind of stack your failures until you're building your way to success. Anyone who's ever wanted to go after anything in life, creative, business, romantically, whatever, they just started. They started with what they had. They started with where they were. There's theory and then there's practice. And this is coming from someone who, again, like, I tend to be a chronic researcher. I tend to be a chronic overthinker. I tend to overanalyze. And I think a lot of that is probably my ADHD. Like, I just get so in my head about things that I feel like I have to know everything before I start anything. And the reality is that is so far from the truth. And that's just me getting in my own way and inhibiting my ability to just start. I've learned to sort of work with that a little bit and try my best to just start with where I am and not get overly obsessed with like what could happen and just kind of focus on what I can control, which is doing the work, showing up, publishing the videos, making the art, sending the emails to clients, those types of things, like the little tiny actions. And there's a really great philosophy that I love called Kaizen. It's a Japanese word. Kaizen is a really simple principle, making tiny little adjustments, tiny little daily shifts to improve something overall in the long term. An example of this would be like if you want to start running, setting out running clothes the night before and your running shoes the night before, so that when you wake up, you have a little bit less friction to walk into the closet, pick out your clothes and go for a run. Another great example would be if you struggle with like what you need to do for the day and how to get started with things, you take a notepad and you write down what you're going to do today for tomorrow, so that when you wake up, you sit down at your desk, you have exactly, what you need to do for the day. Little things like that. It's tiny little micro adjustments that stacked over time lead to this macro result. That to me is just starting. Like, just starting is getting the wheels in motion, even if you don't know what you're doing, because you learn more through the act of doing the thing. So start with where you are, with what you have today. Commit to consistently doing that every single day. And it can be the littlest things. Like if you want to be healthier, your little habit today could be drinking I don't know, like one of these instead of drinking sodas or something. And assuming this would be, full of water. If you want to be more creative, it could be sitting down for 5 minutes a day and just trying to doodle something, like looking at one of your favorite plants or a bird or something. And it doesn't have to be an exact replication of what you're seeing in real life. It can be an abstract rendition of that. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be totally polished. Just start. Get in motion. The law of inertia says that a body in motion tends to stay in motion, but it's really hard to get that going, and it's really hard to stop that because there's a lot of energy and a lot of force behind momentum. I'm not a scientist by any means, but these are just like laws of the universe that exist. And so let inertia and let momentum work in your favor and just start. And it's okay if you stop. It's okay if you take breaks. We're human. We're not robots. But remember to just start again. I hope this message finds you in a place where you can get out of your own head, get out of your own way, and just start whatever it is that you're looking to start, because that is the most important thing that you can do with anything. We're all just kind of figuring this thing out. Don't allow your limiting beliefs to hold you back, and don't allow the need for perfection or the need for having it all figured out or being a professional or whatever it may be stop you from getting out there and doing the thing, whatever that may be. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you guys have had an amazing week, and I hope that you just start.